Hi everybody.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another All Things Marriage. We're your hosts, Derek
and Crystal Robinson, and we will say welcome.
Welcome. This week's topic, we're going to be talking about the F word.
Yes.
But before we get into that, as always, we want to give a big shout out to all of our support out there.
Thank you.
We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
For those who are new, comment, subscribe, bell icon, share, whole YouTube thing, social media thing. By this point, you know the deal. Show some love.
And if you're new again, go back, watch our other videos.
Oh yeah,
let us know how that helped you, how it didn't help you, trial and error. We know that everything doesn't work for every couple.
Right.
So let us know, chime in, give us that feedback. All right.
But that being said, the F word.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why do we need the F word?
You're doing a lot. Like you're doing the most.
Okay. Why do we need the F word?
Right. What is the F word?
Why is it beneficial for both parties to be good at the
F word? And why do people get divorced because of it? Right?
Yeah, it's like one of the leading causes. It's like in the top 3 reasons.
Top 3, like definitively.
It's like number 1. And
top 3. Top 3
reasons.
Causes for divorce, especially here in America. The F word.
Yeah. So what is the F word?
Right. Let's start off by giving a definition for the F word. Now, I want you guys to take a beat.
Yeah.
Stop, breathe.
Right.
And say it with us on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Finance.
Yes.
So again, you can look at it right around here somewhere. Finance. It's the number 1 F word when it comes to relationship.
Yeah.
Not just marriage, but relationship as a whole, right?
Yeah, money actually, relationship, you're right, that word relationship. When money is involved, people are like,
people get a little strange.
What my $20?
Right. And we say it's important in relationship, not just in marriage, because as we know, some people, not all people, some people decide whether or not they're going to even pursue a relationship based on the money. Whether it's the person doesn't have enough money, they don't make enough money, what's their end all earning potential.
Right.
Like some people are like, oh, well, you may not have the money right now, but I see as they say, your grind, your hustle,
work
and
ethic,
where you can get it. Other people are just like, you ain't making 6 figures, it's a wrap.
Yeah, like because we at the same age and I have my stuff together, so you should have your stuff together. They don't even want it to be a conversation like I want you to have your stuff together.
Right.
Period.
And there's some people out here like strategically hunting. We call them gold diggers. You know what I'm saying?
And that's male and female.
I was just ready to say male and female. But at the end of the day, those finances and how we prioritize those finances, what level of intensity we put on that, ultimately can make and break a relationship.
Yeah, it really can.
And
no, wait. I was
and so for me, from my experience, from all of my vast, if you want to call it, research, study, and just growing and watching and observing, there are 3. And I've said this before here on this channel. If you ever, had an extensive conversation with me pertaining to relationships, whatever, you've heard me say it. There are 3 key components to any relationship. And it's how you manage the 3, how successful that relationship is going to be. Those 3 are communication, intimacy, and finance. The
money.
Right. And so, and it's my understanding, and it's my experience, and it's my observation that as long as you can both be on the same page and have a strong foundation in 2 of the 3, then your relationship can survive. You can manage the relationship, it can survive. But if you ever get to the point where you are faltering or you are just at complete odds with 2 out of the 3 of them, meaning hypothetically you have the communication piece down pat, but there's no intimacy, and the finances are imbalanced and out of whack, you know, you in for a fight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say the relationship is over, because we can work our way back to it, right?
Right.
But you're in for a fight, and that you can spin that with any single one, with any one of those 3.
Right, because with those 3, there shouldn't be a reason. Like if you have 2 of those down pat,
right,
there's no way that you shouldn't be able to come to a resolve with the 3rd one, come to a compromise,
right,
and make it work for you all on the 3rd one.
Right. So for example, and I know this isn't directly talking about the F word, directly the finance, but it's kind of laying the foundation, right? So for example, let's just say that your relationship has intimacy issues, right? And again, this isn't a marriage or a budding relationship. You're having issues being intimate, being emotionally open with each other, right? But you both are financially stable and you have an understanding of how your finances work, how to manage your money, how to budget your money, how to plan and prepare for the future. And you both have a good understanding of how to talk to one another and how to communicate and pull information from each other without being hurtful or offensive, or without being offended. Then you can actually sit down and have that conversation and say, hey, look, the intimacy isn't there.
Yes, I said money, but
right. I say, look, the intimacy isn't there, and we need to work on that. And because we can budget our money, let's take some time. Let's take a few days off work. Take a few days, if kids are involved, away from the kids, away from the family. And let's go out with just us. And spend some time just us and work on the intimacy, right? You can do that. Even if the finances aren't there, but the intimacy level is there, and the communication is there, then you can communicate and say, "Babe, look, we got to work on this money thing because we want to keep the spark. We want to do this. We want to do that. But as it stands, we can't afford to spend the time like we want to."
Right, and remember, intimacy is knowing someone as well. Right. So you're knowing their strengths and their weaknesses. Right. So we can communicate, and I understand where you're strong and where I'm weak, and vice versa. Right. Then we bring that into the mixing board, and we strategize a plan to get our finances back on track. Right.
So let's hop in real quick and let's attempt to tackle the question.
Right. Make fix you that, man.
You know.
Go ahead. No.
Let's talk. Anyway, let's attempt to tackle the question of the finance, the F word, and divorce. Okay. What's the link? I mean, we kind of hit on it a little bit, but what's the link? Why is financial instability, F word instability, so integral and so key in divorce in America today?
Okay. Well, for the obvious reasons, if we're not on the same page, then we can't effectively run our household. We can't pay bills properly. We can't build. We're partners. Right. So if we're not on the same page financially,
our business failing.
Our business is failing. I think Marshall Williams, our cousin and Fred, had said it. We're business partners. Yeah. You know, we're in this together. We have a plan. We're reaching that plan together so that we can make a lifelong legacy, you know, for our children, for our community, for our churches. If you attend churches, if we aren't on the same page, you know, for example, the tithing, you know, if we're not on the same page of how much we're tithing, how much we're giving back,
how frequently
and you feel as though I got to give all my money, you know, to the church, to the ministry, then we have a problem. We can't build our family, our ministry, because we have misplaced what our funds should actually go, where our funds should actually go.
Right.
And that causes friction. It causes envy. It causes strife.
Right.
We can't communicate because you're not hearing me because you want to do whatever you want to do with the money. And then on top of that, men sometimes, sorry guys, feel like, you know, I'm the head of the household, so I say where the money goes. So, you know, it makes the woman feel like she's worthless, like she doesn't have a voice. So all of those things go into play in leading to divorce.
Right. I would like to counter that.
Go ahead.
And I
no, go ahead.
Counter it in the sense, not saying that I disagree with you. You're mostly right.
You're mostly right.
You're mostly right. But I counter that with, on that same token of men sometimes, especially like the traditional man mindset, right? It's, I'm the boss. I have the money. I control the funds. I gotta do, this is my house. I run it my way. On the flip side, the traditional woman mindset, and a lot of these instances, even less traditional than the man, is the man's mindset is, you're the man, it's your responsibility to take care, it's your responsibility to provide.
So what I do with my money.
Right. Not to say that women nowadays aren't capable,
right,
or don't work and provide for themselves, but a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman, whatever. And then you get into the relationship and it's you have one or two ends of the spectrum. You have, I'm gonna move into your place and you gonna pay the bills and you gonna take care of the house and you gonna take care of the car and the this and the that. I'm gonna keep working, but this is my money. Your money is our money. My money is my money.
It's not necessarily that both of us are like partly right or partly wrong.
Right, yeah.
It's just in some instances,
different ends of the spectrum.
This instance, that's the case. It's essentially saying, I'm going to put my name on this business, but I'm not going to put up the money.
Put up any money. I'm not gonna invest in the business. But I want
the benefits.
But I want priority ownership or like
the assets from it.
Yeah.
When we're in the headlines, I want to be recognized as a partner, as an owner, and then I haven't done anything.
Right. I want all of the benefits. None of the
risks. I haven't contributed any of, and now we're just talking about finances. Yes, you can contribute different things, but in a marriage and talking about finances, these are some of the things that come into play that lead to divorce or separation. And
so I wanna stay on just for a little bit. Okay. Because we're talking about the finance and how it leads to divorce, right?
Right.
I wanna kind of hone in a little bit on the concept of expectations, because we talked about setting expectations and not letting the expectations kind of overtake the preconceived notions overtake the relationship,
right?
But as it pertains to divorce, I want to kind of harp on that just for a few minutes, because I think it's very important that we understand we aren't our parents, and while a lot of times your parental influences, your guardian influences, those who came before you can learn a lot from them. I feel like one mistake that a lot of people tend to make, especially in today's generation, is we look at the struggling mom, especially like the strong black female character, right? It's just like, oh, my mom did this, my mom hustled and she did it on her own and this and that and the third, so I ain't gonna depend on no man for nothing. This is my car, my house, blase, blase, blah.
Right.
Or on the flip side, you have the guy in today's society, especially in the black community, well, my dad won't dare, so ain't no woman ain't gonna make no woman have to work and raise no kids by themselves. I'm gonna pay the bills and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then you have the reverse of those, right?
Yeah.
And so,
like, my mama work, you can work too.
Right. Exactly.
You can pay some bills too.
Or I ain't gonna sit here and take care of no man. You going, if you ain't got a job, you can get out, all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like it puts these preconceived, these initial strains,
right.
because you're putting so much emphasis on the financial aspect of the relationship before the relationship even really begins.
Yeah. Before you had an opportunity to
learn the person,
intimate, and
right. Understand the communication.
Right.
It's like we talked about, a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago. You ain't paying for my dates. It's a, what I'm saying, it's a wrap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I said, then for me, that whole 3-date limit, I'm footing the bill for 3 dates. But after 3 dates, I need to see where your contribution lies. You don't necessarily have to pay, but help mitigate the cost. No,
right.
show me the financial value
right.
that you bring to the table,
right.
because I'm gonna do my part to provide and take care.
Right.
But I need to see your end
right.
of the deal.
Instead of coming at the relationship because that's what I hear. What can I get out of it?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he did ask me on a date, but what can I, after a certain point, what can I bring to the table to show him that I'm interested? One, that I'm a good partner, to invest in. Because even though we're investing in a life together,
right.
I'm investing in you and you're investing in me.
Right. I like that. The partnership, the relationship is a financial investment.
Yeah.
Like, just like when when you go to work for a company, and we're not even talking about like I'm a big time Wall Street investor. No, if you work at Target part time,
Target,
that is an investment for you. You're saying, I trust Target enough to where if I give Target my time, I trust that they're going to yield some output for me.
Yep.
It's the same type of thing with your relationship. I'm willing to invest my finances. I'm willing to invest my time, and I'm expecting some return. I'm expecting a yield out, right? So I like that part. I like that.
Thank you.
whatever. But yeah, so for me, and from where I sit, I see, and tell me what you think, I see the big link, and the reason why one of the reasons why divorce and finance link up so much is partially because people come in to these relationships with a lot of preconceived notions, and they don't take the time on the front end, before the engagement, before the wedding, before the honeymooning. They don't take the time to as a team, as a partnership, work out the finances, work out the philosophies and the theories and the planning and the approaching of group finance, of team finance. Right. So
now, Paul, excuse me. You're not gonna know everything. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying. My husband has spent some time in learning certain financial things.
Let me tell you. If you want to know, and this is not to say that I'm rich or I got all the answers, right? But if you really have a conversation, if you really want to know, we can sit down and talk, because
and if he doesn't know, he's gonna.
I will find out for you.
He's gonna find out.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we're not saying that you're gonna know these things. People that are 50, 60, 70 years old don't know everything about finances. Right. They don't, unless they're in accounting or in finances, and they're constantly staying abreast on different things.
And even then, they still don't know because
it's
the stock market, industries rise and fall, and so what worked yesterday doesn't always work today, and vice versa.
But you have to have those conversations, and like you said, I think it's something that should happen before engagement, during engagement. We did marriage counseling, right? And that was some of the things that we discussed and we talked about. We talked about finances, and now going into marriage counseling, I was just like, I want to go to marriage counseling, and we're gonna be honest.
Shout out to Pastor and First Lady Carrington. Untied. You know, shout out to them. You know, they definitely, as far as the marriage counseling went, and that they definitely helped us out a lot and got us thinking on you know, on those lines of how we're gonna manage and whatnot. So shout out to them.
Yeah, because when we were talking about who we were gonna get to do our counseling, we didn't want anybody. We wanted somebody who was gonna be, even though that's our aunt and uncle,
right?
they were biased. I mean, they weren't biased. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Right. They weren't biased to, oh, that's my nephew, that's my niece, and I'm taking sides.
Right.
They were, you know, these are some of the things that you're gonna need to focus on. You're gonna talk about. These are things that are gonna come up in your marriage that could cause conflict.
And how are you going to work it?
How are you going to work on it? One of the questions I remember from my quiz was who was going to control the finances. And Derek said him, right? So me, I started laughing because I was just like, boy, I'm paying the bills. I'm going to have, you know, my hands in and da-da-da-da. And it was, you know, for the first couple of, I want to say months, maybe a year. Yeah. I was, you know, because of how we were interacting and, you know, handling bills and stuff.
Right.
I was partially involved in money management.
Until I came with the whole, all right, cool. This is where we are. This is where we used to be. This is where we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Here's a spreadsheet.
Yeah, he broke it down.
It's a spreadsheet.
He broke it all the way down.
That has the money outlines the money that we spend on a weekly basis, monthly basis, daily basis, where it's going to, when it's going, how many taxes are coming out, what's the insurance looking like, and down to the penny.
Yeah.
How much money, if we do it this way, how we can save, how we can invest, boom, boom, boom. And she's just like, but in my defense, when I was in college, I was having some car trouble, and I said, I don't like dealing with, I mean, I know how to work on my car, but I don't like having to deal with car trouble.
Right, because you got to take off sometimes.
Right, or you're forced to take off.
Yeah.
Because if you ride down the road and you got a bad alternator, you don't realize it, boom, that's it, right? And so my thing was, I need a new vehicle. I don't want a $2,000 barely. I need a new vehicle that's going to be reliable. I can't get it right now, but in 2 years I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And so I set that type of working for myself so that I could do that. And sure enough, 2 years almost to the day, I was at the dealership signing the papers, and the bank's just like, you pick what you want. We'll throw the money at you. You got it. You know what I mean?
Right. So, because the important key to actually identify and pull out here is what I was doing. We were working together.
Right.
But what me being not in control, but mostly focused on, you know, paying the bills while he's at work and I got extra time off, I'll just go ahead and pay the bills.
Right.
Or we got this money left, we need X, Y, and Z. What I was doing was maintaining.
Right.
What he wanted to do was grow
we
and
trying
build.
To build, baby.
Maintaining is nice for a season.
But we need growth.
We have to grow.
Right.
And it has been, it's still,
it's a work in progress.
It's still like, you know, I don't even know, PhD level to me sometimes. I be like, bro, he's the math person. But it's just like, I can see the benefits. I see the rewards.
Yeah.
So why would I say, no, you can't see what's in my bank account? Why would I do that? If I show him, he can make it more.
Right. That's what we do. Like that's what we do.
Right.
And that's not to say we haven't had our financial hardships.
No.
Everyone has financial hardships, you know, relative to, you know, your starting level and all that other stuff. Everybody has their financial hardships, but the key is understanding and kind of going in with the plan, right? And that kind of puts me in the mind of a secondary reason why finances kind of kill relationships, kill marriages, but you know, relationships as a whole, because a lot of times, much like communication, people feel like when financial hardship becomes a thing, like when you get into financial trouble, the solution is I need more money. Yeah. People's mindset is automatically I need more money. But here's the kicker. It doesn't matter how much cash flow you have if your money management is poor.
Oh no.
And so and most of us in society, unless you're like, you're the top 1% or top 5% or whatever, most of us are in a situation where, and this may get a little deep, but in a situation where we're trading hours for dollars. Meaning I work a job, and if I make $30 an hour, in order for me to make more money, I need to work more hours, right? Or I need to find a job that's paying me more money per hour. And so here's what happens. We're in financial hardship, right? We're struggling financially. We're barely making ends meet. Both of us have the mindset of hours for dollars.
Right.
And neither of us really understand, hypothetically, how to manage the money that we do have, manage our current assets. And so when the financial hardship hits, what does that mean? That means I'm going to trade off more hours to get dollars. She's going to trade off more hours to get dollars. Well, if we're both working our 40 hours a week and we both need to get a certain amount of sleep to sustain, that means that time in between where we would normally be spending growing our intimacy and communicating, those start to get chipped away.
Yep.
And remember, we said if you have 2 of those 3 components functioning at full capacity, then you can make the relationship work. But when one starts to eat away at the other 2, then you start running into some issues, because now we're working more, we're still having the financial hardships, but we're communicating less. We're spending less time getting to know and continuing to learn each other. So then now the issues of finance become less of a discussion and more of an argument on what needs to get paid and when it needs to get paid or what.
Because now our communication is limited.
Right.
But there's still conversation.
There's still conversation. But less communication. That's a thing.
We are internalizing thought. We have thoughts. Oh, he went over there and did that. It's $30 missing. We are having all of these conversations by ourselves, and we are putting it together, and it's killing the communication even more.
Right, so that by the time you get to the communication, you've already settled in your mind what's right, what's wrong, who's right, who's wrong.
And no matter what the other person says,
it doesn't matter. And a lot of times it's not about a who's right and who's wrong.
No.
It's we both are limited in our understanding in this area. So actually, we need to grow.
In marriage, it's really about 98% of the time
both of
that it's not about who's right or who's wrong.
Right. Because low-key both of y'all wrong.
No, because you don't point fingers.
Right.
We don't point fingers in a relationship. Now there are again those 2% that be like, bro, you really messed up.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know what those are, but when we sit down and we actually think about it and we discuss, and I'm saying I want my marriage to work, I want my relationship to work, I'm not pointing the finger at him.
Right, exactly.
Because we're partners. We are on the same level, and I don't want him to feel a way that I wouldn't want to feel. And vice versa.
Right, that's facts. So,
but you did throw them socks on the floor, I saw.
Bro, that's not even what you're talking about. Alright. Anyway, fam. So yeah.
I had to get it one more time.
So yeah, some of it is personal growth and personal experience. Some of it is watching other people, the successes and failures and whatnot. Not to say that people fail at relationships, right? Some of them do. But
divorce is a thing.
Divorce is a thing. But it's one of the, like I said, one of the things that I've observed is this F word being such a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? I've seen relationships that you would think were amazing, wonderful, whatever, and then you go behind the veil and every day is just like, I don't know how we gonna make this work. You know what I mean?
Yes. Sleeping in separate bed.
Right.
Well, that's not even about finances, but
but sometimes it stems from that, right?
Yes.
Fellas,
that's true.
And this is work for the ladies too. I've had several older gentlemen, seasoned veterans in the relationship game, in the marriage game, tell me this, and this is one of the secrets. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the secrets. I'm gonna hip y'all to some game. Close your ears. That's not even your ear, bro. But anyway, but I'm gonna put y'all on real quick. Women too. Every dollar that you get is not always best to share it with your partner. Right? And I say that because, and this is a quick little example, not necessarily a us thing, but
I like Amazon. I'm transparent, y'all.
Right. So she likes Amazon. I know she likes Amazon. Let's just say she has an uncontrollable urge to shop on Amazon, right? Well, if me, being the more financially responsible person, knows that she likes Amazon, and if she sees an extra dollar or two, she's headed straight to Amazon and throwing something in the shopping cart.
Right.
How wise would it make me, or lack of wisdom would it say that I have, if I then went and took everything we had and said, here babe, this is all the money we got. Look, we've paid all the bills and there's this much left, and you have nothing set aside for emergency, and then let's just say it's $500 left over. Then she says, oh, I got $500 to shop on Amazon. Boom, empty the cart. Now, got it all.
Now mind you, there is something to be bought for the house,
all the time,
for the car,
there's always
for yourself, for the kids, for your nieces and your nephews. There is something, and I promise you.
Right. So then I say, babe, we got $500 extra dollars. Next thing I know, she spent $4.98 on Amazon. Right? And then a week later comes around and we're riding down the highway, boom, tire blows. Not because you did anything wrong, you just picked up a nail, tire gone, and now you're stuck on the side of the road with no money to call a tow truck, to get the retire place, none of that. You just out back, and you trying to call and borrow and see who can come pick you up, all of that other stuff, because you told your spouse everything, or you told your partner everything that's there. Where wisdom says, I know she likes Amazon, I can tell her there's $100 available. But then this $400 I'm gonna keep off to the side. Right. I'm gonna keep it somewhere. I'm not even gonna let her know that it exists.
It's called a rainy day fund.
Or a nest egg. And I said ladies too, because again, ladies, if you're the one who's financially responsible, and you got a partner that loves their video games or shoes or whatever the next big thing is.
Yeah. I gotta invest.
Right. but all of their investment is like, it always fails. You're
it's cousin Pookie from down the way.
Right. That's gonna flip these tires that they just found off the side of the road.
Y'all don't get these people y'all stimmy.
Don't give them the stimmy. Like, but if ladies, if you're the strong partner, have that nest egg, not because you're trying to get over, not because you're trying to leave and bounce and I'm gonna take but because you understand, in order for this house to grow, in order for this business, this partnership to build and produce, we have to have something in case of emergency.
Right. Now, that does not mean that you don't have a conversation.
Right.
About I'm putting money to the side. It doesn't mean you have to tell them this is how much it is. Now, use your wisdom, use your judgment.
Right.
Is your relationship.
Right.
But we have to understand that we are a business.
Yeah.
We are a partnership.
Right.
We are trying to grow. We have to get on one accord. We have to get on the same mindset and wave. And sometimes that means I have to slide some money to the side because I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the well-being of my household, and that's you included.
Right.
You know, so I'm going to do this for us. When it comes up, if it comes up, yeah, baby, I have this money. You know, you can have access to see what's in it. No, you can't have access to spend it. He's going to say different. But again, that's how he was taught. That was some advice that he found that was beneficial for him in his relationship. That's why I'm trying to hone in on that point. What doesn't work for you?
Yeah, use discretion and wisdom.
That rainy day has to still be there.
Has to be there. Whether again, and that's the point.
Yeah.
Whether your partner knows about the rainy day or they're completely oblivious, because some partners may understand in a base level the importance of saving and putting money aside. They get it, but knowing that it's there subconsciously makes them create things that need to be done. Yeah. Right?
Look, again, like I said, there is something to be bought all the time.
Right.
I want plants. I don't have no plants yet.
Right.
That's a good thing, because I think I would probably go a little ham and have plants. Oh, I need to go get this soil. I need to go get a shelf to put my plants. You see how that just started dwindling the account?
and again, it happens before you know it. Like,
it does.
I know a person, a couple that lovely couple, been together, been married for years, right? And they're pretty decent with their money. They know how to manage and do and all of this other stuff, except the wife has expensive taste. We'll put it that way.
I was gonna say
the wife can get expensive, and so the husband would legitimately stash money to the side, you know, and in random off-put places, like not like, oh, I'm putting, I got $200 in the sock drawer. More like I got $1,000 taped to the back of the pipe into the bathroom sink type. It's just like, because she's not going under the sink undoing pipes. Like, it's just not happening, right? And so, and literally, this guy would like stash and stash and stash. And he'd get him $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 stashed around in random places. And sure enough, every time it'll be like, babe, this is going on. Can I you got a few dollars? And da-da-da-da. Like, oh my God. Like he's playing it up. Like he's playing it up. Like, oh gosh. Oh, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can work out. Right. Then he magically comes with the money. And it's just like, well, I thought you ain't had no, you ain't go to the bank. What's going on?
That's why you gotta pretend like you go to the bank.
Sure enough, he does that, and within like a week, wherever he pulled the stash from, that stash is gone.
You see, you gotta go. You have to pretend
and again, it's not like oh, I'm still like she's stealing, but it's just like oh, you had money stashed away. Well, you think you can, I need to get the brakes changed. You think you can do...
Pause. It's not like she's stealing, because it's their money.
Right.
That's the thing. You have as much right to the money.
Yeah.
But if I know that you're going to spend this money, especially in that case, as the husband, I'm the provider.
Right.
It is is solely on me if it ain't nobody else for me to make sure you don't spend all our money.
Right. And it's just, and like I said, sure enough, within a week, 2 weeks time, whether it came by way of, baby, do you think you can do this? Do you think do we have enough money to do it? Or if it's, well, I saw you had a few dollars up under the steps on the left hand side, so I needed to get some gas. So regardless to how it happens, that piece is gone. That chunk is gone.
You know how people be like, my love has a limit.
Yeah,
my pockets got a limit. No fact. My pockets got a limit.
And so that guy, I'm not gonna put his name out there because I don't want his wife to fight me.
Tell me later.
And ask me where the stash at.
Tell me later.
No.
Write it on this piece of paper.
No, but that guy is one of the guys that was just like, one of the many that were like, yo, hide some dollars and don't let her know where it's at.
And I'm for real.
And that's bad funny.
You have to again understand your relationship.
Yeah.
Because I like to shop on Amazon. Derek likes to shop on Amazon every now and then.
Right. I have moments.
He has moments, but again, as a homemaker, you see what. We need another rug in the other room. We need, you see all of these things that calculate, and if you don't say, I'm not gonna buy that, we can do without that. There's stuff that we could have in our guest room. We don't have guests. Why do I keep buying stuff to go in the guest room?
No fact.
There's no need for that.
And just to bring it back around, bring it back full circle. So you guys know out there. So if I'm stashing and you keep pinching off my stash, and I know my stash should be $600, and my stash is only $200, that's grounds for some financial discussions, for some F-word discussions that over time, if we'll get it together, could lead to divorce.
I was a little scared at what your F-word was.
It could lead to divorce. I'm just trying to get y'all to see how it builds.
It builds. It really builds. And for some,
because I will think you stealing from me after a point. You stealing.
You're stealing from the company. That's a thing.
That's called embezzlement.
That's a thing. So you're selfish. That's what it pretty much is. You're not thinking about the overall goal of the whole company. What benefits both of us financially? What benefits both of us emotionally? Because it's going to hit on all of the communication, the intimacy, because I'm not gonna know who you are.
Yeah.
You doing what with our money?
Man.
Who are you?
Like, bro, you just went to the casino for the third time this week and ain't came back with no
nothing?
bread?
You didn't come back with the money that you left with. We have a problem.
Yeah, I don't like casinos.
Yeah.
Just the concept. Not like, oh, I lost so much. No, I don't like the concept. That's a bad investment.
Yeah, I'm gambling with too much.
That's a bad investment. But anywho, we gonna wrap it right there.
Yes,
because
I think he could talk about finances.
Oh no, straight fact. As a matter of fact, I think we're gonna come back next time. Maybe not next time.
This is Grace Space, y'all. Excuse him.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back a little later with y'all with some actual tips, tricks, advice on how to manage the finances.
Right. Some things that we've learned, not just, oh yeah, we heard about X, Y, and Z. They said it was good.
Because my thing is, I don't ever like to give advice that or recommend a thing that I have not tried, tested, and proven myself and know it to be work. Know it to work. So if I'm gonna tell you to go throw $1,000 in Bitcoin, it's because I put a G in Bitcoin and I got paid.
I ain't there yet. I keep looking at it and be like,
nah,
not today.
But we go. I mean, it's not anything super fancy. We can't give you all the juice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay for that. But
I can't.
But we gonna come back a little bit later with some real life practical advice on how you can actually manage the finances in your partnership, in your personal business, so you can grow your business and start producing on the F word in the things.
Yeah.
But
make sure the F word is strong in your relationship.
Yeah. Get you some good F word.
We gonna start saying that.
Right. But anyway, until next time, we'll catch y'all later. This has been All Things Marriage. You know what it is.
Bye.
Deuces.